cloud. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna get started with the know before you go for family reunion. I am going to just kind of go through the itinerary to start off and kind of pinpoint some things, and through there, I'll add some other things in. So, couple of things. One, there is an app. It's called KW Events app. You can download it now. It will not be live until tomorrow. Yep. So the reason why it's not live yet is because they are still adding things and changing things. So I was on a call yesterday and they are actually popping up another award ceremony for another group of agents. And so they didn't want to put anything there to mess everything up. So events.kw.com has the full agenda that you can go through and look at. And so it'll have every single day that we will be there. So starting off on Sunday, that is CEO Summit. So whenever you registered your ticket, there may have been an extra ticket for a CEO Summit. Some people are attending, not a lot of people are, and it's only like 200 people. So if you have a ticket, this is when it will be 12 to 5. And the biggest thing to note is all this is Pacific time. So I put things in my calendar and then I have to remind myself that I have to adjust the time zone, or else when we go there, it will change the time zone. And so then everything will be missed. So if you're adding things in your calendar now, just make sure it translates into Pacific time. Okay, I'm gonna clear. So Monday the 26th. So this is kind of the start port of it. So whenever you arrive on site, there will be an exhibit hall. And so this has all of the vendors, but when you go there, that's when you get your name badges. Landon and I will go early and try to get everybody. Sometimes they regulate how many name badges we can get, or if we can get them for other people. However, that we can do a lot of that because we can just search by name. So you'll go up to like this iPad, you'll type in your name and it'll print out a name badge, put it in a lanyard, and that's what you wear. So that will be at the registration hall, and that's normally inside the exhibit hall or outside the exhibit hall. The exhibit hall is full of the vendors. A couple of things, if you want any like KW swag, one of the stores, KW Red Label, is one of my favorites. It's where I get like t-shirts like this. You'll see Gary and all the people on stage kind of wearing these t-shirts, and that's kind of showing what the merchandise is going to be. So they have like MREA books, they have the leadership versions of them, meaning the tabbed versions of an MREA. So you can look on the side and say organizational model, flip to that page. So there's a couple of extra things there. And normally they have t-shirts on discount, and that's when I buy all the t-shirts. So that will be at the KW Red Label store. Then Monday morning, we'll start off with breakouts. So every one of these are breakouts. My recommendation when you pick a breakout is you pick a backup one. A lot of the times, if it's like full of a specific speaker or a specific topic, we could hit fire code, and the fire marshal will come in there and say, no, I'm sorry, we have to clear some people out. So I always recommend what's your number one choice and what's your number two choice, and make sure those choices are close in proximity of the convention center, because it could take you 15 minutes to walk back across the convention center and then you've missed the breakout. So just kind of make sure they're all together. Once the app is live, it is so easy to go through. You can click heart, so like favors it, and then it will give you push notifications if you wanted to. So that's what I like to do. This will kind of give you an idea of like if you print it out and you go through and you highlight the different things that you're interested in. And then on the app, it will also tell you who the speaker is going to be. So that will be nice too, because you may want to go and listen to a specific speaker, or if you go to another breakout, that same speaker may be there and you may want a different perspective of something else. So just kind of look at that for speakers. And if you have any questions on potential speakers, let me know, and I'm happy to help you with that. Okay, I'm going to remove the waiting room so everyone else can hop in. So then Monday is starting off with breakouts, and then we'll go. So all this is breakouts, 9 to 10:15. Here we go. 10:30 to 11:45 is the next set of breakouts. So normally there's about 30 minutes in between each breakout for you to go to one to the other. But if you could, some of these could be 3 stories up. Some of them could be across the convention center. So just be mindful of that the time to get there may need to be a factor, because sometimes the breakouts may run a little long. And if you want to get there, and if it's one you're like really passionate about, it could reach fire code. So just keep that in mind. So there's a section here for lunch. Oh, that says launch.
That's what I was like, what?
So I was gonna say, so lunch is is on your own. They normally have food trucks out there. They have little setups. You can go to restaurants around. It kind of, you can do it on your own. My biggest recommendation is in the lunch. That's when you get to meet people online from all over KW, and that's a great referral network opportunity. So make sure you have your business cards, or Command has your own digital business card, have that ready. Make sure you get updated with your right email, phone number. I have other people that make like digital business cards through Popple or different things like that. My biggest recommendation is the QR code or whatever you're gonna use for people to like scan to get your information, make it your lock screen. Because that way you don't have to fumble around in your entire phone. It's right there and it's easy to scan. You'll want to exchange so much information. And so that's why one of the other things that I've had other people do to me that I've actually enjoyed later on was when I've met them, they said, hey, can we take a picture together so I can remember? And so they text the picture to you and say, hey, so great to meet you, but now you can remember because you're going to meet so many different people. It kind of helped me remember the face and the name. So I thought that was a great idea. At the time when he was like, hey, do you want to get a picture? I was like, but then when you get back after you encounter so many people, it helps. And you're like, oh, that's exactly who it was. And so then at 2 o'clock is opening ceremonies and keynote speaker. So how this works is we will be in the main stage area, and the main stage is inside the exhibit hall. So any of the big sessions, if you go to the exhibit hall, you'll be able to see the entrance doors into the main stage. The leadership team, previously what we've done in the past is we've arrived early to try to save everybody in our market center seats together. With the amount of people, it will be challenging. However, we're going to try our best. We use a mass texting service, just like the market center one that we send out. So make sure you receive our market center text already. And we create a special group for family reunion. And we will say, opening ceremony starting in 15 minutes. Make sure you're making your way to the exhibit hall. Then we'll say, hey, we have a group of seats here, and this is where we're at. Our only ask is that if you want us to save you seats, which most people do, you just arrive in a timely manner, because as we get to the beginning of this, they will come over and say, please make sure you're not saving seats. It happens time and again. And then people will just come and sit in them. And then we're kind of lost for that. So if you don't want to sit with us, totally okay. And if you want to go sit somewhere new and meet some new people, all for that. And a lot of our agents like to sit together so they can kind of talk about what's going on during that time. So this is going to be 2 to 5:15. This is where Gary will come on stage, and then this is when Tony Robbins is going to speak, as you can see from the picture here. So it'll be a packed beginning session, nothing like kicking it off on the right foot with Tony Robbins. He won't talk this whole time, so his keynote or speech will probably be 45 minutes to an hour. Everything else will be conversations with Gary. If you are in MAPS coaching, there is a mastery client experience that evening, and it is Roaring 20s theme. So, and that will be at House of Blues. Okay, so then in the evenings, once you get there, because Vegas is so reservation heavy, we have one night that we have reserved for all the market center to get food. Not saying that we won't all have dinners together at other point in times, but that will be the one time that we know we can get everybody from the market center there. We have a whole roster of who's going that we will get shared out. I don't think it was included in Landon's email. No, okay, I just need to know before you go. So we'll share the roster so you can see everybody. It has everybody's phone numbers and hotels, and when they'll arrive. So that will be beneficial to know. Feel free to link up with people and go have dinner, but also don't hesitate to reach out to leadership and say, hey, where are you all at? What are you all doing? Because we're normally trying to be with all of the agents, but I also know a lot of agents that go in there already have intentions of meeting with specific people across KW they want to go and be with, and that's totally okay. And then normally towards the end, after like dinner and everything, we normally just sit down in the hotel bar, and that's when a lot of our agents just come down there and we just talk and we just hang out. You don't have to drink, not saying that, that's just our common place. So, and we'll normally keep you updated, but please don't hesitate to reach out and be proactive and say, hey, where you're at. We appreciate that with all the messages we get. So, so that's kind of the evening stuff. So then we'll go into, clear that. Now we're going to Tuesday, the 27th. So Tuesday, the 27th, we're starting right at 8 a.m. So this is the same thing. This will be in the main stage session in the exhibit hall. This is where leadership will go, save the seats. This is when you want to make sure you have your pen and paper ready for. So this is just an overview of KW, but it's also talking market stats. So they'll have the economist Ruben, I forget his Gonzalez, I think is his last name. He goes over all of the economics of what they're seeing in the industry, in the US and in Canada. They'll have all the slides up. This is one that's really great to have available, and be a part of and take notes on, because these are great stats to share with your clients. All of the stats from the vision and state of the company, they will save and they will share out. Normally it's about 48 hours after. So if you don't feel like you have to take pictures, however, if you want to take a picture to really remember that or post it right away, then you totally can. But we will get the whole slide deck normally before we leave at the end, and I share it out with everybody. So just keep that in mind. If you have an iPad and you're taking notes, there's an app I love. It's called Good Notes. You can take pictures inside of it and then put it on your note, and then you can write around it. I'm also a big pen and paper person. So, but this is something that you'll definitely want to have for that, on that side. So then we'll end that around 11:30. It is long. So in these main stage sessions, they don't take breaks. So if you have to go up, go to the restroom, go get food, feel free to do that. I would recommend, if you're going to get some sort of coffee, to really be proactive, because 8 a.m., a lot of agents are going to need some coffee at that point. So if you have a coffee shop at your hotel, I don't think a lot of Vegas rooms have coffee pots in them from what I was reading online last night. So just kind of know that. So maybe when you get there, kind of scope out nearest coffee spots, and you may have to wake up early, go get coffee, go back to your room, get ready, and then go to the session. So just kind of being proactive on that. So then we'll go into lunch after that. So right there. And then some of these, like towards the very end, there may be some people that are going to leave early to go get lunch sooner than 11:30. You can totally do that. Again, feel free to move about the cabin however you would wish. But then you go get your own lunch. It'll be 2 hours that you'll have available to go get lunch. And then again, food trucks, restaurants around, just go grab and go. I don't know. I think some people like DoorDash things, but I don't really know how that's going to work there, but I've seen people do it. Then we'll go back into our next breakout session. So and then if you're not wanting to do lunch, as you can see here, so lunch is 11:30 to 1:30, but then there's already breakouts starting at 11:45. So you may change where you want to have your lunch based on the breakouts you want to go, and that's totally okay. But then here's some breakouts. Thank you. More breakouts going into it, 1:30 to 2:45. And then again, you could pick and choose. Just pick the ones that you have an interest in, but your number 2 pick as well in case it's filled. And then as you click through each of these, it will tell you leaders or agent. So like, for instance, it says agents here, this one above here, that's leadership. And it will kind of differentiate that in the app. So we're going through more breakouts. So many breaks. I think there's like 218 breakouts to choose from, which is wild. Absolutely wild.
I was looking at all of them and I was like, oh, I want to go to this one, but I want to go to this one as well. And
Yeah.
we'll start this.
And my advice is meet up with some people here and say, hey, how can we strategically go to all the ones that we're wanting to go to, and we can share notes. So that way, let's say you all 3 were wanting to go to the same one. Well, and then there was other ones. Well, I'll go to this one, you go to this one, you go to this one, and then we can just share our notes from that side, so then you can get all of them. I highly recommend that. For the main stage sessions, one of my really good friends, Mike Hillary, he's a regional tech trader. He takes notes, like he's known for his note taking so much. He's created a website, and you can go and find all the notes he's ever taken from any KW thing. And it's called mikesnotes.net, MIKESNOTES.net, mikesnotes.net. And you will see him just sitting there on a chair, just typing away feverishly. And you'll get all those notes in real time, and they're free. So highly recommend. He's a really great friend, and he just dives into them. So all the main session ones I like for those notes, especially when we're talking about the market stats. So I can go back and review them too. Okay. And so then towards the end of Tuesday, There's a Red Bash happy hour. So Red Bash is like a talent show that they put on every year. In the exhibit hall is a happy hour. And that means they have like cash bars set up, but they have like little appetizers on there. Tuesday night is the Market Center dinner. And so I would maybe recommend, we're gonna all go to hang out at Red Bash, or the happy hour portion, just to like get a bite and a free snack before we wait for our dinner at 7:30 Tuesday night. So, and just keep in mind, 7:30 is technically 9:30 our time, so your eating schedule may be different. So I highly recommend joining us to get a little snack. And so they'll have like little hors d'oeuvre things and cash bars. So, and this will be in the exhibit hall. So that's where we'll be, and then we'll break, and then we'll go for dinner later on. Okay, let me clear this. Where's my Wednesday? Why is it not sliding over? Interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll. Okay, here we go. Wednesday. Okay. So Wednesday morning, we're starting again off hot, this time at 9 a.m. What's nice about this and what I have found is because it is a 2-hour time change, I'm normally waking up a lot earlier than I normally would here. So I like to do that and go use it as a chance to go walk around. So Trey and I actually talked last night that we may wake up early and we may go walk on the strip and just kind of explore because of the time change being different. You may also be super exhausted and then want to sleep in. We also probably by Wednesday will be the same. So keynote, Mel Robbins. This one's going to be the packed one in the main stage as well. This is where Market Center leadership will save seats, and then we'll text you out where we're going to be. This one I'm super excited for. This is our only speaking engagement in 2024. So can't wait to hear Mel. Her podcast is phenomenal, which Holly, when we were talking about her going to family reunion, she was listening to Mel at that point.
Yeah. I just assumed I wasn't gonna be able to go, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna read all of Tony's books, all of Mel's stuff, like engorge yourself like with stuff like you think you're gonna miss out on, and then I'm like, okay, it's gonna happen now.
And so then after Mel, we'll go into breakout sessions. I would recommend if you are kind of a breakfast person, sometimes breakfast can be sparse, maybe bringing like protein bars, things like that. They do have bottled water. I would recommend bringing a reusable bottle because bottled water is expensive. I mean, one time we bought some water for people and we spent like $300. It was sickening. $300 for water for people, but it's, people need hydration. So bring your own water bottle. And they'll have filling stations all over. So 10:30 to 11:45, again, more breakouts. We're just working through these. Then when we get done with 11:45, excuse me, then we'll go into the lunch session. And so the lunch will start at 11:45, and then the next breakout starts at 12:15. But again, you have time to do that. There will be an IALC meeting. So just like what we have here at our Market Center, we have an international IALC. This is one that in Mega Camp last year is when they were voting on the profit share stuff. That was a big conversation. This one, there is no voting items this year. So really they just kind of have an agenda and a run through. I believe it should be pretty quick. However, if you want to experience it, you totally can. Every region has, like, depending on the size of the region, has so many representatives that will go and be a part of it. So I actually was selected last year to be on the IALC. So I was part of the Mega Camp vote and I will be there for that. So I'm interested to see what this looks like because the Mega Camp one will be completely different. It was standing room only and I don't think that's normally the case. So okay, so we have lunch, 12:15, and then we go into more breakouts, 1:45 to 3. Keep going. And that's kind of the end of Wednesday. And so a lot of people I know are leaving Wednesday. So again, we don't have anything planned. However, let us know and we'll probably go and do something there. But I have quite a few people on our roster that are leaving Wednesday. Thursday morning is inspirational morning. So since a lot of people overall in KW leave Wednesday, they miss out on like one of the best parts, which is inspirational morning. And so this will be at 9 a.m. Seats will be a lot easier to get this time because so many people are leaving. 9 to 10:30, that's when it will be. Mo Anderson, who she used to be Gary's right-hand person. She still is in this way, but she used to be our CEO and now she is a chairwoman and she'll be leading that. And I believe she's 89. running it. So, she wasn't kind of running it before and they brought her back. And so they're going to do that. So, and so then we have Thursday and that's the end of it. I'm flying out Thursday night. I know Landon's not flying out till Friday night. So again, link up. We have the sheet that we'll send out. So it'll kind of show everybody's flight times. I wonder if I can open it actually to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like. Here we go. So this is the sheet that we go through and we create. So we'll have everybody's name, phone number, if they're flying or driving, which everybody's flying this year. We'll have their arrival date, arrival time, where they're staying, departure date, and arrival time back in Springfield. So we like to know this just so we have everybody's information. So we have all of this and then we'll be able to share it out for that. So there's 68 names on here, but then we have some plus ones. And then we also have a couple of people that have names next to theirs as well. So that's what we'll send out. So this is an email you should have got from Landon. If you did not receive the Know Before You Go email from Landon, then please let us know because sometimes the roster on our report side of MyKW doesn't update as quickly, or sometimes there's some discrepancies, which is kind of strange. So just let us know. 1 Pacific time, KW Events app, it'll be live tomorrow. Team dinner. It's on the opposite end of the strip of the convention. It'll be a 12-minute Uber ride. 30 minutes to get to there. There's 2 conventions going on. So there's the Keller Williams one, which will be 12 to 15,000 people there. There's the National Home Builders Association one. And that one is always so large. So that is large conventions going on. We created this Market Center Know Before You Go guide. So here it just kind of outlines. So these are all the people from our office that have the opportunity to speak on panels. So we always like to go and support them as well. And so we just like to put on here. So here's some that the Grady team is going to be on. Paulina is going to be on a panel. And then some of Holt Homes Group. So that's an idea for that. Here is where the Market Center dinner is going to be, Smith and Walensky. Here's the address, and this is kind of what it looks like for that. And when we say Market Center dinner, it is on the Market Center. So just so you all know. February 27th, 7:30. Here's the menu, just so you have an idea of what the menu options are going to be. You get a choice, it's a choice of a salad, you get an entree, and then dessert. And then so we went through and we kind of simplified the agenda so you can kind of get pinpoints, so you don't have to go through all the breakouts, and then you can use the app to really dive into the breakouts. So this is more condensed. Here's a welcome reception. If you are there and you go on Sunday night, we'll be there as well. I think at that time they have hors d'oeuvres also, and that's a way to get into the exhibit hall. If you plan to do any shopping, I highly recommend doing it as early as possible in the exhibit hall, especially the Red Label store. A lot of things sell out. It's crazy. And I think they have some like new like flip book, not marketing material, like more of the budget economic model, like MRA, but more in a flip book style they created, which is really cool. But it's and so and apparently they're selling it there. So here's the breakout of everything. So it gives you a little bit of a better idea of what's going on, full agenda. And so there's here's kind of like a little thing of like what people have asked us before. So we created this. I would recommend some liquid IVs probably. I mean, you're gonna be up early for a session. You may be out late depending on what you're doing. If you're going to the Market Center dinner and we're 2 hours time difference, it's gonna be later to you. Liquid IV, things to keep you hydrated, protein bars, all of that. So then here's an idea of packing list. So the attire there, you're gonna see people dressed to the nines, but that most likely means that they're probably presenting. And you're also gonna see people in attire like this. This will probably be my attire for a couple of the days. So anything and everything goes, totally okay. Don't feel like you have to dress up. I've seen some people think that they have to wear dress pants. You do not have to wear dress pants. You can wear whatever you want, put your own style on it. Comfortable shoes is the main thing. If you decide that, hey, I'm gonna wear kind of these spicy shoes today and they're not as comfortable, pack another pair. Trust me. Spicy shoes. You will go through metal detectors whenever you go into the convention center. So just be prepared for that. You can bring your laptops, all of that. They'll normally have you sit your bag there. They'll look through that. But you will go through a metal detector, so if you, for some reason you can't, just let them know. So there's a packing list, so we're staying at the Mandalay Bay. Here's all of our contact information, so if you need any of our information, here's all the leadership that will be there. Here's kind of the weather, which looks awesome. Super excited for that. And here's an outline of what the convention center map is going to be. In the app, there will also be a map too, and it will tell you the rooms, it will help you navigate and get there, but this kind of gives you an outline of what Mandalay Bay looks like, for your reference, if you would like that. And then more of the map, casino level, here's the convention center map, South Convention Center. So I'm assuming, looking at this, the exhibit hall, that's where a lot of the main stuff will happen. So just for note, I guess, on that. Couple things on my list. So we'll send out the roster, for that. Oh, that's what it, name badges. So people like to do this thing where they wear their name badges, like once they get their name badge, it seems like they never take it off. Like they're wearing it from 5 a.m. all the way till 3 a.m. It never fails. My thought around this, and you can, again, you all can choose your own thing. No one needs to know your name outside of the convention center. The name badge is a thing that allows you to get in. If you choose to make fun decisions, I would recommend taking your name badge off. You will be surprised how many people will not. And you will also be surprised how many people I know that have been removed either from KW or their leadership positions because they were their choices that they made, they were wearing a name badge and everybody knew who they were. So I always like to tell people that, forewarn them. You don't need it outside of the convention center. I always, right before I walk in, I put it in, and it's also a safety concern. I have one of my coaching clients, it wasn't a KW event, but they were there in Vegas for her old job. And they had to wear name badges, and they walked out of the convention center one day, and this random man they did not know said, "Hey, Lily." And they were like, "Who is that?" And it was because he saw her name on her name badge earlier and was trying to act like he knew her. So there's also a big safety concern around that, not just for the party side or that side, it really is just be mindful. So, and with that, if you ever feel unsafe, please let us know. If you are at the point, and I'm saying this so anybody that watches this later also can know, if you even want to share your location with somebody else, just so they know where you're at and you kind of have a buddy, do it. You can always remove them afterwards. But really just be mindful of your surroundings. I've never been to Vegas, so I can't really speak on that. However, I'm sure it is, in any event, it's always been busy. I've been to New Orleans, Anaheim, Orlando, Dallas. It's always been busy. And the common places that you're probably going, everybody else is going, so just be careful. So that is really, I think, all I have in terms of what was on my list. I want to open it up for questions in case anybody has any questions. And Elizabeth, well, I don't know if Elizabeth's on anymore. Oh yeah, Elizabeth, if you're on, and if there's anything you feel like I missed that from your perspective, I should have said, please let us know.
The only thing is that everything in Vegas is massive. So if you think it's going to take you 5 minutes, it's probably going to take you about 15 to walk. And you're more than likely going to get lost. So especially if you go into, like, if you have plans to go gamble and go to any of the other casinos, like everything it's massive.
Okay,
That's just from my personal experience going last summer.
Yeah,
and getting lost inside of Caesar's Palace. So.
That's good to know. That's good to know. On that same note, a power bank or charger is going to be your best friend. Do not expect to find a lot of outlets around the convention center. So if you have a power bank, bring one. If you have two, bring one. I have this like extension cord thing, but it's like this big box that has like 5 USB ports and like 6 little plugins that I take and I travel everywhere with, because at night I plug in all of my electronics and it's like all these cords are popping out. But just be mindful of that because so many people are going to use the same cell service, your battery is going to drop a lot quicker. So be mindful of that. Thank you, Elizabeth. That's good. Yeah, that made me think of getting lost, that I need to make sure I have a GPS available to help me navigate, or I guess cell service at this point since my phone's not working. Okay, what other questions?
I guess whenever we first get there, we just go to the exhibit hall and get our name badge printed out. I don't have to take like a email with me or anything like that.
So you should have, thank you, that's great. You should have received a know before you go email, I believe, let's see. That's, I may have,
Oh,
oh,
Like move
hello.
your arms.
Haven't moved around. What?
I think that's.
oh, there you go.
Let's see. Let's see.
Landon said no before you go, February 21st.
Yeah, Keller Williams, should be sending one.
Like QR,
What is it?
it's got a QR on it
Oh.
to scan and it'll print your
I don't
badge.
have
I don't have that.
Yeah.
one.
Oh, what day did I get this?
Yeah, when did you get that?
On the 20th.
Be looking at Springfield events. So I got one from Mastery, but I haven't got one from KW yet, so I'll need to double check. You should have got an email, from my understanding, verifying everything on your badge. And it would say like, oh, here it is. So this is the one I got to verify my badge details. Says your badge details. Hello, Rachel. Thank you for registering. Please find your registration record here. The email address was events@kw.com. Maybe check your junk or spam folder to see if you got that.
Oh, yes.
Okay, perfect. So you need to
Spam.
confirm this. So you want to make sure it has your proper name, your location, and your role, either agent or leadership. The reason why that's so important is sometimes for some reason it may pop up like mine said Springfield, comma, but didn't have Missouri after it. There's like, 20 Springfields in the United States, it seems like, and just those things. And so what's nice about that is because you are wearing that in the convention center, it's a great networking opportunity. So you just want to make sure your details are correct. So if everything looks good, you are good to go. If it's not, please respond. So like for instance, I had to go through and update mine, so it was great. And that was everything that we needed to know. Then you should get a know before you go email. And if Destiny already got it.
My know before you go actually came before that email.
Oh. Events.
They both came on the same day, but like in order of my inbox, it came before it. Right, yeah.
Okay, I haven't gotten one yet, and maybe it's because I had to look at my badge, so, you should be getting one, and it may be tomorrow or another, here soon, but if you don't, let me know. But really with that, it is, you'll have your QR code you can scan. So Nicole, to go back to your question. So the first thing you'll probably want to do is go in your hotel. I believe Landon is pre-checking in everybody at Mandalay. So he has cards and everything, but you'll want to go to your hotel, drop your things if you can. A lot of hotels, they will let you leave your luggage there, even if it's not ready to check in too. So then if the exhibit hall is open based on the agenda, then head over to the exhibit hall. You can try to get checked in as well. Like I said, you'll just go in, it'll be a little iPad. You'll either scan your QR code or type your last name in, you can find your badge, and that's where it prints. It prints out, you put it in a lanyard and you're good to go. That's when you can go and walk around and roam. We'll probably already be there, so feel free to reach out. And we are gonna be there to try to get as many badges as possible. So if we get your badge, we will let you know. We'll send you a text, hey, we got your badge. This is where we'll be. Let us know when you'll be here, or we may catch you the next morning whenever you're arriving. So, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said Landon will be checking us in
Yep,
to the hotel?
yep,
So I
yep.
just let him know like, hey, I'm here.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, just
Even at
like,
midnight, I text him and say I'm here.
let me, you may be.
Mine might be the worst, so I'm like,
Yeah, let me talk with him to see.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll be
Cause I-
there around midnight as well, like
Mm.
11:40 something.
Okay, well. Yeah, let me talk with him, cause we may still be up, who knows?
Right, like I just wanna be respectful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll talk with him, cause I know he's already there, he's been there since Monday,
Right.
hanging out, so. Yeah, any other questions? No? Elizabeth, do you have any questions?
Nope, I don't think so. I'm
Okay.
glad that you mentioned updating your badge because mine was a transfer from another agent and it had their state, but Springfield.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, that's not right. So I fixed it though.
Good, okay, yeah, I saw that last night and I posted it on the internal page because apparently they're charging to reprint badges because so many people come back and say, oh, that's not correct. And I'm like, well, you never verified. So they're gonna start charging people to reprint their badges, so.
So if by chance we don't get the special email with the code, we can still like go to the registration and type our name in.
Yep.
So like, don't panic if we
Yep.
don't get the special email.
No, and if you don't, just let us know and we'll look, because I can look on our, I'm not gonna be able to remember my password, I'm not even gonna try.
That's
I can check on our back end on that side, but yes, yeah,
I'll figure it out.
yep. And then once, cause I haven't even got mine yet, so don't worry about that. Yeah, I think that's it.
Who do we talk to if we accidentally like X'd out, I thought it was spam one day, the Market Center text alerts? Like instantly when I was set up with it, I was like, what is this? And then I hit no.
Talk to Nicole.
Nicole, thank
Yep,
you.
Yep,
I'm like,
yep,
don't get
so the
those.
text alerts, and then we have a text group, for that.
okay,
The special to family reunion, so you'll get those from us. And then those are nice because you can respond back to them. It's not like a one-way text, you can respond back. So we can get your responses too.
So it will be like a group chat or?
Yeah, it's like, you know how you get your Market Center emails of like, team meeting about to start, you can always respond to those. And so we get the responses to them, it's a two-way message, which is nice, and so if you responded back saying, I have no idea where you're at, then we would get that.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then normally if like we're saving seats or something and you get lost, just give us a call and then on our own phones, and then we can help kind of guide you. I like to normally stand at like the entrance to kind of like say, hey, and then kind of direct everybody to the right way. So you may look at me on the side, just like jumping because everyone's so tall. Okay, cool. Well, if you think of anything else, let me know. But if not, we'll see you in Vegas. Yay. Thanks for coming this morning.